Hi everyone, welcome to UTV Guna and our show, The Big Man Breakdown with Nathan. Yes bro, how are you?
Yeah, good man.
So,
about top four, so I'm cool. I knew about this from time ago, so I was letting you know. When you asked me every week, top four, I was cool. Do you know what I mean? I've always said 1 week I got gassed. But apart from that, I knew Arsenal were bottle jobs. So go on anyway, man.
it was a roller coaster of a season, so there's a couple of times we were looking in such a good position, but then we have a bad patch,
Bottle jobs.
and then we'll
Bottle
bounce
jobs.
back,
Bottle
but in
jobs.
the end,
Do you know what? People talk about, obviously there's a karma fan which says, look, we overachieved and whatever not. And I counteract that with, we still spent like 150 million, yeah? But that 150 million people talk about we spent, or whatever it was, it made up for all the years that we didn't. So it was just a balance out. We sold a lot of players. So even though we spent a lot, it was sort of balancing out things to bring us back to a standard team. Yeah, we're still very much a standard team with some exciting youths. That's what Arsenal is at the moment. Yeah, when I say standard, I'm talking about like a fifth or sixth team, like place team, with some exciting youngsters that show world class ability sometimes, but not consistency. And that's the difference with us to every Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea as well. They've got exciting youngsters, but they've also got a balance of exciting youngsters plus very good experience. Yeah, Chelsea had a proper striker. Yeah, don't know what happened with Lukaku, but they had a striker that suited their style. They would have been competing for the Premier League because they've got a very good team. I don't expect them to not go out, apart from they got the bands and all that stuff. They have themselves a solid striker. They'll compete as well.
okay, so Everton game didn't mean anything, as we know, but we still had to take care of our business just in case Norwich did pull off a miracle, which they didn't do.
Yeah, listen, you got to, but they were under no pressure. Arsenal with no pressure, best team in the world. Yeah, Arsenal with pressure, yeah, man, bottle jobs. And if you look at players like Ramsdale, our best player in the first half of the season, second half of the season, you could see. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and I'll see how he plays next year. Yeah, I'm not throwing him under the bus because he saved us in so many games. And even the second half, he saved us in the game. But I look at the games like at Newcastle, he hasn't ever played in that big of a game where it's so much on him. So he'll learn from that. Yeah, he's a player with big character. I think they have calmed him down a little bit because he was screaming and shouting and keeping our defence like in quite good regimented order, yeah. And you can see in the second half, it was like he was still a goalkeeper, but he was quiet at the same time as well. So yeah.
Okay, so missed out on top four. Wanted to ask you, what would you put it down to? Obviously, there's a few different factors, but what is the main thing you put it down to us missing out on the top four?
I personally feel, I said this in January, we needed to make a signing. Yeah, even if we paid 10, 15 million over the top, it still would have been a signing that was on our list. We just had to pay a little bit more for it. And I feel we didn't go out and get that, and that would have boosted up the squad. See, in like the second half where we only had like 2 strikers, that extra striker would have definitely come in, and even if he would have taken a bit of time to fit in, he would have given the squad that lift. He would have kept Lacazette on his toes. He would have kept Eddie, which he came out and done well, on their toes as well. So I thought we missed that. That was the difference.
Okay, so looking at the season as a whole, how would you rate our season? What mark would you give us out of 10?
Give us a 6 out of 10, man. 6 out of 10. Sometimes a 7. We showed great signs. We showed that we have made an improvement from the season before, and that's without a doubt, man. Look at some of the clean sheets we were keeping. We just lacked goals in certain times. I think there were certain times where if we was flurrying with goals to match our clean sheets, we'd have been way up there. We'd have been where Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? We'd have been where Chelsea are, 3rd place, and then pushing. Do you know what I mean? So I would say, yeah, a 6 with improvements. Listen, man, I feel if we have a 7 out of 10, we get top 4.
Okay, and I know you've been quite sceptical of Arteta. What rating would you give him for this season?
I'd give him a 6.5, and the reason why, I feel that too many games afterwards, like, you're just talking for the sake of talking. You haven't really, not be critical of the team, but you've just tried to paper up the cracks and say, oh, it's because of this, and I feel we made, instead of just sometimes as a manager, you just got to be a little bit honest and say that it wasn't like racist of it. Like some of the time it was like, oh, we played well and we done this, we done that. No, we didn't. especially with younger players, you've got to be a little bit more critical. Maybe in training he is, so I can't slag him off. But yeah, I reckon he definitely has improved the team. So I just feel that we need to get some transfers in and really early to help his cause. He's improved the defense 100%. I just feel now if he gets the attacking players, he needs to improve. That will be his thing next season. Get some attacking players he won, and then you've got no excuses next year. Top 4 is a must. Has to.
Okay, and who's your player of the season?
For me, it's still very much I'd say Ramsdale. He fell off towards the second half. He came in that first, took out Leno, was exceptional. I was thinking, what kind of signing is this? Why have we signed him? It is exceptional. The only reason why I'm not going with Odegaard, is because Odegaard showed us that he is the future and he does show world-class ability, but in a lot of games, he sort of went under the radar of going missing, and he's like, I look for players like that, with all your experience at Real Madrid and all of that, to take that game by the scruff and literally come to them. And I just feel that in too many games he didn't do that, but definitely in a lot of games he showed us that he's got world-class ability, and it's a good future ahead of him, man.
Okay, so who's your signing of the season?
Our signing of the season is Tomiyasu. You obviously think it would be Ramsdale, but just for the reason that Tomiyasu, when he was out for long periods of the season. Otherwise, I'd put him as definitely a player of the season because he went under the radar. He was really good for us. Whenever he came in with him at left back, he put in man of the match performances at left back. And if he can just take this summer, do some good rehab, keep himself fit, he's going to be an exceptional player for us, man.
Okay, so you said earlier minimum expectation for you is top 4 next season.
Oh, it's a must. There's nothing below that. There's not even I don't want us competing for the top 4. I want us pushing for to be floating around 3rd place. And then if we drop off, it's dropping off to 4th. It's never going to be the last 10 games here. Are we going to get 4th place? I want us to be up there. So I think the only way to do that as well, you've got to give a little run for the Prem. You know what I mean? You've got to be floating around the 2nd and 3rd place to then cement 3rd and get 4th. But I feel if we get our transfers right, then there's no reason why we can't.
Okay, so what a conclusion to the title race it was. Man City 2-0 down, 20 minutes to go, came back with 3 goals in 5 minutes.
What a season it's been. I said this before, looking back to the days of the unbeatables, looking back to the days of the Man United treble team, we've got 2 teams that have that. You can compete to say, is that team better than this and whatever, not. And that's down to individual perspectives. But we've got 2 of them now competing against each other. Imagine the treble team competing against the unbeatables. We've got that now, so you've got to enjoy that and just respect it as well, no matter what team you support. It's great football, just like I'm saying to you. Both of them are bringing great football. Well done to Man City for getting that, because literally they're pushing each other, man. Like, you're seeing top end football. You're seeing this is, and if Arsenal are pushing towards getting towards those sort of things there, even if we get to about 60% of that, like we'll compete in the Champions League, we'll compete in those because they're setting the bar so high. It's just for Man City and things like that. There's just stumbling blocks when it comes to those big games. But yeah, man, it's well done to them, man. They come back from 2-0 down. Arsenal 2-0 down. They'll probably lose about 3-4-0. That's how it is. These guys last 20 minutes, you can put a bet down and they come back. So it's amazing football.
Okay, so Liverpool missed out on winning the Premier League. They have 2 trophies already, so they're going for the treble now in the Champions League final this weekend on Saturday. They got Real Madrid. Your thoughts on that game?
100% they do that. Real Madrid's a hard team. You just can't sleep on Real Madrid. You have to just keep focused for 90 minutes. You keep focused for 90 minutes, you beat Real Madrid. But I don't know why teams keep on thinking that in the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, Real Madrid not dangerous. You have to keep focused for the whole time. And it's Champions League. No matter if it's Real Madrid, you have to. Look at the days when Man United used to win it in the 90th minute. And Liverpool have done it as well. You have to keep focused for 90 minutes. So I think, and Klopp is not going to. Klopp's not a manager where that's going to allow it to happen. Klopp's going to keep focused. He'll get his tactics right. Don't underestimate Carlo Ancelotti because he is a good manager. He's been there, done it. So it's going to be a good game. And I just feel that Liverpool will have the beating of them. I feel that players like Salah, Mane, Diaz now, Jota, they've got a good range of selection that they can bring in, and I just feel they have too much for them. Man. Especially, look, it shows what Liverpool did, man. They brought in Diaz. It's allowed them to give a good rotation. Great team, man.
Okay, correct score prediction?
I think Liverpool win it 3-1.
Okay, so that's all from us. Thanks, bro.
Wicked, man.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share.